Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an airline pilot, and today I'm super excited to fly the FlySimWare Cessna 414 Chancellor for the very first time on our beloved Microsoft Flight Simulator. So this is an aircraft that I've been using ever since it came out in the first version for Microsoft Flight Simulator early on, but that for some reason never really made its appearance on the channel. And fitted together with the Chancellor, we also have the TDS GTNXi Pro upgrade, which I'm super excited to fly as well once more. So, an exciting evening ahead. We are flying this one on VATSIM, standing currently in Hamburg, and we're going to fly over to Hanover, which should be for a quick 40-minute or so flight. Now, it's rainy over here, so let's do the walk around after our landing over in Hanover, and I suppose we just quickly jump into our airplane and we're going to start our procedures right over here. Alright, and this is what the Chancellor looks like from the inside. Really beautiful airplane, especially the back over here. I really like the modeling and everything they put into it. It's an awesome looking airplane. It's really an awesome looking airplane. Alright, so let's go up straight to the front, and this is where things are getting interesting, because this is obviously where our cockpit's located. As you can see, I did switch on some of the basic lights earlier already, so that we could do the walk around, which is done by now, as we're going to do a more detailed one a little bit later, and we do have a dual GTN 750 setup in this aircraft. Okay, so let's take a seat, and before we actually start with our general flying of the aircraft, I would just quickly like to thank YouTuber JD for doing his excellent checklist and procedure for the Chancellor, which I'm using to fly it in this version. Downloadable on flightsim.to, very recommendable to check out, easygoing, and makes it very easy to fly this airplane. The version in use on this one is 1.35.1 of the checklist, 4.4.1 of the Chancellor, and a pre-release beta version of the GTNXi Pro upgrade. Okay, so I would say we are going to start with a little bit of a basic setup over here. We'll get out our iPad and we are going to quickly do the loading of the airplane over here. We don't need any of the control logs or stuff, but just to show you what it looks like. Here it is, that's the control log and the Chancellor. Now, if we go straight into the loading, then I would say we are going to take Julie, Alicia, and we'll have Cindy with her tablet on board as well. And we'll also load up Jake. So then, over to the weights. We can see CG's showing somewhat at a limit at the moment, but let's go ahead and deal with that. First of all, we're going to load the plane up almost fully, and then it looks like we just took one too many. So I would say Jake has probably to stay over here. If we have a look now, CG is in limits, and everything is looking awesome. And our weight is in limits as well. Excellent! Alright, so our passengers are loaded, so let's get rid of the iPad one more time, and then we can start with our checklist. So let's do the pre-flight inspection checklist here. Control lock is removed, park and brake is located down here, set, static source selector is normal, all switches off, and that is pretty much what it looks like over here. That's all switches off. Okay, circuit breakers in, oxygen checked, alternate air controls are headed down here and they are locked in. Right, landing gear switch is down. So, fuel selectors, they're located between the seats over here, are going onto the main tanks. Right, emergency thrust feed shutoff is in the open position. Then we've got the battery switch coming on. Quick look at the voltmeter, making sure we do have sufficient voltage available. And this is looking good, just above 25. Alright, so fuel gauges are looking good. We are completely full of fuel. So, fuel totalizer. This one is, let's see real quick. We do have some 100 and... what's that? 100 and a bit gallons per side, so... yeah, I tell you what, this is a bit less than we actually have, but I'm happy with that. Honestly, I'm not a very big fan of those fuel calculators here anyway, if I'm honest. Okay, cool. So we are gonna keep it at that. Okay, so wing flaps are fully down already. Then voltmeter Okay, a little bit negative on the amps there, but that is expected. That is the word I'm looking for, man. Okay, so anti-collision light, check operation. So anti-collision light is on. Can we see it from here? Not really, yeah? So we might actually just have to go outside real quick into the rain. And here we go, anti-collision is working over here. And then we quickly check the other side as well. And the anti-collision is working over here as well. Perfect. Okay, so let's go straight back inside. Okay, then a quick check of the de-icing devices. So we check that the amperage basically is going down as we switch them all on. And we could see that response on the system gauge there, so the de-icing systems are working. Alright then, battery switch coming back off. And the exterior pre-flight check and walk around are completed. That's the pre-flight inspection completed. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves an IFR clearance then. So battery is coming on, avionics master is coming on. Alright, so GTNXi, look at that, Navigraph database 2104. I'm filming this one on the 18th of February, so this is the current database at the moment, and likewise the same for the Navigraph charts down here, and that is looking rather awesome. Okay, so Hamburg Airport, frequencies, what do we have there? Let's start with the ATIS.
100 feet. Broken 1,800 feet. Broken 4,100 feet. Temperature 9. 2.8 QNH 1016. Recent rain trend temporary. Visibility 4,000 meters. Moderate rain and drizzle clouds. Broken 700 feet. Information Romeo. Out.
Okay, we do have information Romeo, then Tower 126.885.
Romeo. Met report time 185.
It is going to go active, and we're going to grab our
approach runway 23, runway 23 in use for
oh, that's
landing
interesting.
and
Didn't I just put the tower frequency active? 126.885. Let's stand by, please.
180 degrees 6 knots. Visibility 10.
Okay, I do think I need to start both GTNs here for that to work.
1,100 feet. Broken 1,000.
So Tower 126.885. Gonna go into the standby.
Temperature 9. 2.8 QNH.
Interesting.
1016. Recent rain trend temporary.
Then we gotta set it manually. Haven't seen it do that before, but
Broken 700 feet. Information Romeo.
okay, this is interesting. Why can I not change that frequency?
Hamburg information Romeo. Met report time 185.
Let's see if I just put the ATIS in here again, and then let's just put something like the ground active.
For landing and takeoff. Transition level 60.
Now that is interesting. I haven't seen it do that before.
Wind 180 degrees 6 knots.
Well, okay, in that case,
Visibility 10 kilometers light.
have you turned the thing off and on again?
1,800 feet.
Interesting though. I've never seen it do that before. But there's always something new in it, is there?
QNH 1016. Recent rain trend temporary. Visibility 4,000 meters.
Now it's working. Okay, so be it. And obviously this should have been 126.855.
Clear for takeoff.
Okay.
1041, traffic is a rescue helicopter. Departing from the field, heading south and staying clear of your area. Roger.
Hamburg Hello, November 414, X-ray, X-ray, information, Romeo, request startup and clearance.
November 414, X-ray, X-ray, for clearance, call Patron please, 121.705.
Roger. That's interesting. Often they do just say that Apron is not responsible for clearances here in Hamburg, because in the real world they do have a ground controller as well, so in the real world Apron would not be responsible, but, well, whatever. Hamburg Apron Hello, November 414, X-ray, X-ray, information, Romeo, request startup and clearance.
Lufthansa auf November 414 X-ray, X-ray, Hamburg. Apron 9, maximum flight level to Hannover, flight level 100, flight plan has been amended.
Roger, but 100 is probably in icing conditions. Can we request level 170, please?
November 414 X-ray November flight level 170 is not possible. Only the maximum flight level to Hanover, flight level 100.
Okay, so please coordinate it with the other controllers, as we cannot accept flight in icing conditions.
Roger.
Sometimes these VATSIM controllers are annoying, let's put it that way. They stick to their rules, I tell them we cannot do it, and they tell me still to do it. Well, he's got a coordinate now, and then we are probably gonna get our clearance as requested.
Onboard ground. Oh, sorry, wait a second.
But well, so be it. So then we probably just gotta wait here for a little bit. I tell you what though, in the meantime, let's go ahead with the before starting engine checklist. So we do have our passengers on board over here. Alright, so closing the doors. The thing is, small aircraft...
414 X-ray, due to the current airspace, you're not going to the center, just to the Hamburg approach, to the Hanover approach. So maximum flight level is 100, I can give you a lower if you want.
Okay, but due to the icing conditions, we cannot accept that. Have you talked to the center controller and asked him if he can accept us?
Hey firm, it's not possible.
That is unbelievable. Okay, screw you, Watson. That is really totally unbelievable. And I'm gonna file something for that.
Das kannst du gerne machen, ich kann da nichts machen.
Ja, das ist unglaublich. Also, ich habe das Ding aufgezeichnet, ich schicke das an die VACC und frage, was das soll.
November 414 X-ray?
Ja, bitte?
Ja, der Center schreibt mir gerade, ich kann dir doch 170 geben.
Ah, ja gut, dann sind wir ready to copy.
November 414 X-ray Info Romeo, correct, setup approved, clear Hanover Aerodrome, EDECO 7 Bravo, departure, flight plan route, climb via split 5000 feet, 1000.
November 414 X-ray information, Romeo startup approved, cleared to Hanover via EDECO 7 Bravo departure, flight plan route, climb 5000 and squawk 1000.
Normatic 55 Golf, contact Hamburg Tower on 126.855.
So is our readback correct now?
126.855, right 55 Golf, bye bye. November 414 X-ray, departure frequency when passing 2000 feet, Bremen radar on 134.255.
When passing 2000 feet, 134.255, November 414 X-ray X-ray.
Hamburg ground, Lufthansa 2 Fox Delta, request taxi.
Lufthansa 2 Fox Delta.
So is our readback correct now?
Runway 23 via Zulu 1 Blue Line and Alpha 4.
Holding 43 via Zulu 1 Blue Line and Alpha 4, Lufthansa 2 Fox Delta. Ground, Lufthansa 25 Yankee at 4 Bravo, with information...
Oh boy, this is VATSIM at its best. November 414 X-ray X-ray, was our readback correct?
November 414 X-ray X-ray, firm.
Roger, thank you.
Order station calling Sagan.
Okay, good. Then let's go ahead with the before starting engine checklist. So control lock is removed, park and brake set, fuel selectors are on the main tanks, landing gear lever down,
To Hamburg, I have a flight plan to Frankfurt.
propeller synchrophaser is off, throttles open by an inch, propeller full forward, mixture full rich, battery on, alternators are on, nav light,
fly via the EDECO 7
so
Bravo
that is
departure,
on.
flight plan route 5000, climb 5000.
Okay, landing gear lights down 3 green, pressure, cabin pressure panel, set level plus 500. Okay, fuel quantity is checked. Fuel computer set, internal lights are not required and off, and that's the before starting engine checklist complete. Alright, so we do have our startup, then I am going to switch the avionics master off again for that. So, engine start, anti-collision light is going on. So, throttle open an inch, prop lever full forward, mixture full rich, cowl flaps let's go ahead and open those up. Okay then. So, ready for engine start? And let's go for it. Engine number 1 is clear. Fuel pumps low. Prime it for a second. And start up. Are they coming on? Okay, it does absolutely help if you turn the magnetos on. That one is my fault. Let's see if we flooded the engine now. Yep, it's still coming on. Very good. Okay, and then we do the same for the right-hand engine. Okay, that's a good start on engines number 1 and 2. Okay, so let's quickly check the alternators, and they do provide positive amperage, so both engines are running. Very good. After start checklist. Avionics bus coming on. Okay, so flight plan. We're going to depart from Hamburg. Interesting. Invalid flight plan modification. Looks like today there's really something in it. Alright, let's try it that way. Departure Hamburg Ideco 7 Bravo. Okay, that's working now. Awesome. So, Ideco load airway, and that's gonna be November 850. And we fly this until Nienburg, November India Echo, and from there we're going to start our approach into Hannover. So load that up, and destination Echo Delta Delta Victor. We're going to enter the arrival in a few moments, and that's it. So, just for the sake of it, I want to see if we are any more lucky over here. But looks like over here we got Hamburg in already anyway. Okay, so departure. Ideco 7 Bravo, load, and then we can do load airway. That's November 850, and that's going to Nienburg. Load that up, and our destination Hannover. Okay, so that flight plan went just about fine. Not sure exactly. Maybe I did a mistake earlier. Like it showed departure grayed out, but slash Hamburg earlier. So maybe it was just something on my side there that didn't work as planned. Okay, so squawk is going to be 1000, and he said the departure frequency is going to be 134.255. So we're just going to pre-select that in here. Okay, monitor both radios, 1 to 1.5 going into the standby. And then let's go ahead and grab our Navigraph charts. Okay, so we will take the airport chart down here. Okay, and here we go. So, that's pretty much this part. Then finally, let's just go for the departure chart. And we do need the Ideco 7 Bravo, which is right on here. So, very quick check. Initial climb, altitude 5000. That is what ATC told us as well. So, let's go ahead and pre-select that. Alright, and then the routing Ideco 7 Bravo is 210 knots above 500 feet. That's what we got in here. Then Delta Hotel 100, maximum 210 knots. Delta Hotel 116, Delta Hotel 163, and Ideco. And that's everything we have. Alright, awesome.
7198, push back approved, face north to the 1 blue line.
Speed face north blue line, 7198.
Okay, excellent. So with that, we're pretty much done with our radios and GPS. Everything's set up. Okay, so transponder, we can switch that on as we're about to request taxi in a few moments. Okay, altimeter, set local QNH, and we did say earlier on that the local QNH was 1016, so let's put that in here, and we'll also put that into the standby over here. That's roughly 3000. Okay, autopilot flight director is pre-selected. Air conditioning cabin temperature is set as we need it. Flight control check. Looking good. Flaps up. Elevator trim set for takeoff. Rudder and aileron trims neutral. After start, checklist complete. November 414 X-ray X-ray, request taxi.
November 414 X-ray X-ray. Advise able intersection Delta 8 for departure.
November 414 X-ray X-ray able Delta 8.
November 414 X-ray X-ray Roger. Contact number 4116.858 QNH 1015.
QNH 1015 126.855 und einen schönen Abend noch. November 414 X-ray X-ray.
Tschüss.
So, dann haben wir das auch. So we do have that. And then 126.855. Let's see if we can switch frequencies now. And it looks like it works, so really not sure what caused that earlier on, but nothing a quick turn it off and on again couldn't solve. Hamburg Tower, hello again, November 414 X-ray X-ray, request taxi.
First KLM 724, QNH is now 1015.
That is what we heard as well already.
1015.
And I tell you what, let's just go ahead and turn those lights on over here.
It just confirmed QNH 1015.
Makes it a little bit easier to see everything.
Affirm QNH 1015.
November 414 X-ray X-ray, hello again. Taxi to holding point runway 23 via Yankee 4, Delta 1 and Delta 8. Report ready for departure.
Taxi holding point runway 23 via Yankee 4, Delta 1, Delta 8, Wilco, November 414 X-ray X-ray. Okay, clear left side, clear right side.
Correct, and
We'll
just
just
to confirm you, QNH is 1015.
QNH 1015, November 414 X-ray X-ray, thank you. Okay. So that's gonna be straight out, onto the left, onto the right, and then before the intersection of the runways we are going to taxi to the holding point. Alright, so we'll just pretend that that ground power unit there does not exist where it is.
November Sierra Bravo runway vacated. Delta 4 Delta 1 Yankee 7.
It's an OKLM 724, wind 170 degrees, 6 knots, runway 23, clear to land, and remember vacate Delta 3 or later, please.
Okay, clear left side, clear right side.
Later, KLM 724.
Hotel at runway 33.
Lufthansa 19 Hotel, cross runway 33, and on the other side, contact apron 121, Lufthansa 705.
Okay, excellent. So, Delta 8 is just over here, next one to the left. Very nice to have that moving map down here, by the way. Really makes it easy. Really makes it easy. Okay, so Delta 8, here it is. So next one to the left. Is that a 787 there? Sure enough, a beautiful airplane. Another 777. Wow. I wonder what made them come over here to Hamburg. Probably a diversion from a long haul or something the likes? Really don't know. Okay, so here we are. And that's the park and brake set. Engine run-up checklist. Park and brake set, mixture rich, propellers full forward, cowl flaps open, throttles 1700 RPMs. Was a bit much at first.
KLM 724, taxi left Delta 3.
Okay, this is looking awesome. 1700 RPM. So, hydraulic, left and right flow lights are off, alternators. We do have a positive load on either side. Batteries, zero load is checked. Vacuum system is checked. Okay, magneto checked. So, we are at 1700 right now. Let's turn off the left magneto on both engines. And we're losing about 50 RPMs. The right has lost a little bit more than the left, that's okay. And then we're gonna do the same with the right-hand magnetos. That's also checked. Alright, so propeller, check feathering. Down at 1200 is checked. Engine instruments are checked in the green and throttles back to 1000 RPMs. And that's the engine run-up checklist complete. Alright, so takeoff briefing. Left sea takeoff, runway 23. Departure straight ahead via RNAV procedures and climbing initially 5000, passing 2000, contact 134.255. Rotate at 95, climb at 120, and for any abnormals, stop on the runway if able, otherwise we just have to come back with a Patron, and Hamburg is our best option for an immediate return. Any questions? No? Awesome. November 414 X-ray, ready for departure.
November X-ray, roger.
Okay, let's just start with the before takeoff checklist, then we got that out of the way already. So, fuel quantities. Again, we are on the main tanks and the quantities are looking good. Fuel select as main tanks, crossfeed shut off open, cal valves open, trims set for takeoff. That goes for all 3 trims available. Okay, wing flaps up, propeller synchro phaser off, radios, avionics and GPS. Well, we can just select our departure chart here already. Ideco 7 Bravo, here it is. And that is looking awesome. Okay, altimeter, QNH 1015 reading 50 feet. Autopilot flight directors are off. So, alternate air controls in. Pressurization air controls in and locked. Okay, cabin pressurization switch is set to pressurize.
November 414 X-ray, X-ray, line up runway 23.
Line up runway 23, November 414 X-ray, X-ray. Okay, air conditioning cabin vents off. Annunciator panel off. Aux pumps set to low. Flight controls. Again, they are fully free. Okay then, finally, pitot install heat are on, and anti-ice as required. So I tell you what, we're gonna turn the proper anti-ice on straight away and the surface anti-ice when required. Alright, so that's the before takeoff checklist down to the line. Then it's just waiting for our clearance now. Remember, we had medium category aircraft takeoff in front of us, so we basically need 2 minutes, but that should roughly be it.
170 degrees, 6 knots, runway 23, cleared for takeoff, bye-bye.
Runway 23, clear for takeoff, November 414 X-ray, X-ray, bye-bye. Alright, so, below the line, transponder, alt, weather radar not installed, landing lights on, anti-collision lights on, before takeoff checklist complete, takeoff. Timing. Let's not overboost them. Here we go, that's looking better. Okay, power set. V1 rotates. Positive climb. Gear up. Yaw damper on. Speed going up to 120. And then I'll tell you what, with weather as good as it is here, let's go GPS, speed, and autopilot. So we'll have the autopilot fly us out over here. So, passing 1,000, set climb power. Just losing a little bit too much airspeed there for my taste. Vertical speed. Okay, that's better. Speed holds. And give me 120, please. Okay, so we're looking for 31.5 and 24.5. Like so.
Now right heading to
Alright, excellent. And then we're out in the climb, so now we can set the cabin pressurization controls up. Looking for 17,000, so I'm going to set 18,000 on the gauge, like so. Claim radar, schönen guten Abend, November 414, X-ray, X-ray, 2700, climbing 5000, equals 7 Bravo.
November 414, X-ray, X-ray, Bremen, identified, climb by SID, flight level 100.
Climb by SID, flight level 100, November 414, X-ray, X-ray.
Number there, 03, connect Hamburg, 126.855. Number there, 03, connect Tower, 126.855. Eurowing 7 with the Papa left 26.
Alright, so, after takeoff and climb checklist, please. Landing gear.
Left
Up.
260 and
Taxi lights. Off. Landing lights, we'll keep them on for now. Auxiliary fuel pumps on low. Cowl flaps, yeah, tell you what, it's so cold. We can close them up, but we're gonna keep an eye on our temperatures. Okay, cabin altitude control. Cruising altitude is set. Air conditioning and cabin vents are basically all set as needed down here. Okay, yaw and prawn, anti-ice as needed, oxygen not required for now, and climb power and speed set, holding down at the line. Okay, awesome, so we did make it out. So track 2 to 7 in a couple moments, let's go ahead and pre-select that. I mean, it's literally just a degree or two to the left. So, set standard.
Radar, good evening, Eurowing Whiskey, sending flight level 110.
Eurowing Whiskey, hello,
Standard set, passing flight level 53.
Flight level 100, expect
Now.
LS
Tracked.
Descend to flight level 100 and expecting ILS runway 23, Eurowing Whiskey.
Eurowing Whiskey, turn right heading 080.
So, temperature is currently about -8.
Turn right 080, Eurowing Whiskey.
Okay, cool. So, let's see what the weather is going to do. If we pop out of the clouds before 100, I will happily tell ATC that we can maintain the lower level as well as they originally wanted from us. It's just that the forecast was cloud ceilings at flight level 150, and that's the reason why I filed flight level 170 for the flight. And small aircraft like this, while they do have ice protection systems, they are typically not really certified for continuous flight in icing conditions. I mean, they can somewhat take it, but you really want to be a little bit careful with it. And for that reason, I wanted to make it clear with ATC straight away that staying at the lower level is not an option, because if the plane ices up, then we've got our emergency, and sure enough, that cannot be in their interest as well. Okay, so popping out at the tops at flight level 70, but that is quite a bit of ice there on our leading edge. So let's go ahead and flick that on.
November 414, X-ray, connect Bremen, radar 123, decimal 925.
123 decimal 925, November 414, X-ray, X-ray, tschüss.
Good, Eurowing Whiskey, flight level 70.
Claim radar, schönen guten Abend, November 414, X-ray, X-ray, flight level 75, climbing 100.
November 414, X-ray, X-ray, plane identified.
Okay, so we just gotta check with the clouds in front over there to make sure that we probably have to climb above these. Once we're above that, I'm happy to maintain whatever flight level they want us to maintain. But you can kind of see, even though we're out of the clouds right now, there's still something over here, there's still something over there, so... We will do a left-hand turn in a few moments here in like 7 miles, so we might just fly in between those. But you can see how the cloud tops are quite a bit higher over there. Okay, still some icing on the airplane. Surface de-ice, get that going please. And the windshield anti-ice we will also turn on to low. Because as we can see we do have a little bit of icing on the windshield, but looks like that's already gone. Okay, our boots are working, it seems. And the way I'm looking at this... It's interesting, that really looks like we still have icing on the leading edge, but after a boot application like we just had it...
414 X-ray, climb, flight level 130.
November 414 X-ray, climbing flight level 130. And for information, the way it looks with the icing right now, we'll keep you up to date for as low as a level as we can maintain, but there are some clouds that are still quite a bit above our height, and we are not certified for flight in continuous icing. That is the reason for the non-standard higher altitude request.
November 414 X-ray, Roger, you can continue flight level 170.
Roger, just to confirm, maintain level 130 when reaching for now?
November 414 X-ray, climb flight level 170.
Thank you, climb flight level 170, November 414 X-ray, and sorry again for the troubles.
No worries.
Okay, set. 170 checked.
Correct, 2850, sim grade identified.
So I wonder what the problem was with the coordination on the ground, like, the controller seemed totally relaxed about it right now. Really not sure. Okay, passing 10,000, cabin altitude is looking good, it's at roughly 4,000 right now, differential pressure is nicely building. So we're looking good with what we're doing over here. Alright, so that is really awesome. November 414 X-ray, request heading 180 to avoid for the next 10 miles.
November 414 X-ray, approved.
Approved, vielen Dank. Heading 180, November 414 X-ray. I just want to fly around this if we can. You can see on the GPS here that we would have turned in a few moments anyway, but I just wanted to be completely sure that we stay clear if we actually can. And as you can see, that works pretty nicely over here. So, if we just take a quick look into the navigation map, then technically speaking, if we just continued the entire way, that would work, but...
November 414 X-ray, when able, proceed to Celle SEB, Charlie Echo Lima.
When able, proceed Charlie Echo Lima, November 414 X-ray. Okay, Charlie Echo Lima, Celle. Where is that? Yeah, heading 160. I tell you what, we'll fly past this and then we'll make the left-hand turn onto 160. We'll just keep that active over here for now, but looks like they probably just negotiated it with the other controllers. Excellent, really nice. So except for that small problem on the ground there, looks like everything is working like a charm now and they're doing an awesome job now. I don't know, maybe it was a new air traffic controller who wasn't used to that, because they do often teach on VATSIM that you should stick to the standards as much as possible, and obviously me requesting something non-standard there was, you know, non-standard. But I gave him an explanation, so I would think like, well, at least talk to the center controller, see if he can accept us. If that means a little startup delay or something, completely acceptable, not a problem. But, yeah. I don't know. I really don't know what took a bit longer there. Okay, I would say 20 degrees left. We should be roughly clear right now. Let's do it. So we're looking at track 159. roughly something over here. Enter the direct, and we go over to nav mode. And here we go. Should be able to overclimb this one over there. Okay, looking awesome. So we do have 10 degrees drift to the left, I suppose, so basically flying over here, but we should be able to get above that. So I am rather happy with this. Okay, really awesome looking weather, I have to say, and a really awesome airplane as well. I really like the Chancellor. I just really wish there is so many beautiful airplanes these days, and I really wish I had the time to fly more. Unfortunately I don't, but this is a really nice flight now that we are en route and now that all the problems have been settled. Okay, tell you what, let's go ahead and grab an ATIS. This time I'm going to be a little bit more careful with the frequency setup, because it did look like there was a little problem over here, but let's see. Hannover ATIS 136575.
Cloud overcast 1500 feet. Temperature 09, dew point 08. QNH 1015. Hannover information from Throttles.
November 414 X-Ray. We're able to maintain 150 as final level as well.
November 414 X-Ray, whatever your preference is.
Well, we'll stop at 150 then. Thank you very much.
November 414 X-Ray, Roger, stop time flight level 150.
Stop climb flight level 150, November 414 X-Ray. Danke. Okay, we're well above the clouds now, and seeing that it's only 44 miles to the intermediate approach fix, don't want to go up too high if we don't need to. So, cabin set down. Always set it to 1,000 above. And here we are, leveling off in 150. So, cruise power setting up here for 2200 RPMs is 25 inches. So, down to 25. 2200 RPMs. Okay, cruise checklist. Cowl flaps, closed, prop synchro phaser, on. Anti-ice, I do think we can turn that off again. Obviously we're going to keep the ones down here. By the way, we can also turn off and retract the landing lights. Okay, so auxiliary fuel pumps not needed anymore and off. Pressurization monitor. I've just dialed the cabin down a bit again, that's why it's descending. Okay, oxygen above 10,000 feet. Cabin altitude, we don't have that. Cruise power and speed set, and mixture. We can just lean it down to a table that's in the checklist. So we're looking at 284 pounds of fuel flow, so 140 per side, so... Come on. Okay, fuel flow 140 per side. Okay. So peak EGT is roughly here, and we give it a little bit less. Alright, so that's looking good.
Correct, delta 6.
Awesome. Alright, then a second try at getting the ATIS.
Dew point 08. QNH 101.
Freeman radar, good evening. Condor 57 Delta, level 370. Condor 57 Delta, please radar identified.
Hannover information Foxtrot, net report time 2020 Zulu. Airborne contact with invader of 128.760. Expect weather vectors, runway new 27 left, 27 right. Descendants, parallel approaches in progress. Report preferred runway initial contact. Transition level 60. Wind 210 degrees 8 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers or more. Drizzle. Cloud broken 1,100 feet. Cloud overcast 1,500 feet. Temperature 09, dew point 08. QNH 1015. Hannover information out.
Okay, awesome. So we do have the ATIS on board now. Report preferred runway on initial contact. I really do like that. So, 27 left and right in use. Let's have a quick look into what they do have available here. So the general aviation parking is located up here, so 27 right is going to be our preferred runway. And from Charlie Echo Lima, let's see what kind of approaches they have available. I guess it's probably an intermediate approach fix here. That's 27 left, we didn't want that. Zulu 27 right, that is what we're looking for. Yep, here it is, out of Charlie Echo Lima, out of Celeb. Perfect, then let's go ahead and load that up. So, ILS, Zulu, 27, right. Transition, Charlie Echo Lima. Load approach, okay. Just a quick check, and we are flying inbound Charlie Echo Lima already. That is looking just perfect. Okay then, quick VNAV calculation here. Top of descent is in roughly 2 minutes. But we can go a little bit steeper than that, 1500 feet a minute should be alright. So 5 minutes till our top of descent. That's gonna be 4.5 degree descent angle, but I'm fine with that. Okay. Just adjusting the manifold here, back to 25. Looking awesome. Excellent. So, frequency is 108.9, and we can set that active in both. Like that. Final approach cost 271. We gotta set that when the time has come. Minimum 200 on the radio altimeter, and that is selected down here already. And that's gonna be 370 indicated. MSA 2800, and Mr. Pro.
Radar, the Panther 258,
So here we go, climb straight ahead after passing 600, that's what we have in here, or 0.8 Hotel Alpha Delta, 2.2 Hotel Bravo Delta, so they got 5.8 Hotel Alpha Delta in here. Why 5.8 though, where does that come from? Ah, okay, over here, at 5.8. Turn right, 093 to Charlie Echo Lima, and in here they have 093 to Charlie Echo Lima, climbing to 4000, that's in here as well. Okay, so initially climb to 3000, that's what we have, and then 4000, looking good. Let's have a quick look at that on the map. And here it is, awesome. I really like the accuracy of the database over here. They did an awesome job with the they really did an awesome job with the GTN Pro upgrade. Really like it. Alright, excellent. So that's pretty much everything set up. Lights can go out as well again since we're in cruise. And with that we are prepared for the approach. I like it. I really do like it. Last thing just now, they don't have a DME associated with the ILS. So what did they use on here? Hotel Alpha Delta. And Hotel Alpha Delta is on 113.95. Let's put that in here, and then we are going to select DME number 2 on the instrument, and that's it now. Charlie Echo Lima 311.
Runway 23 as indicated by the star you were cleared for.
Yes, sorry, runway 23 and...
Where's the button to actually change the frequency over? Transfer. Here it is. Okay, 311. And on here we do have an ADF selected. And that's working. Awesome. So that's the setup completed. I do like that. The only thing I noticed with the 414 that confuses me is the autopilot always indicating 100 feet lower than what we're actually flying. Like it intercepted 150 correctly, but for some reason it tells me to maintain 14,900 on here. Now, my first thought for that was that you need to set the QNH in the autopilot independently, but we're flying flight levels, so...
X-ray descent flight level 110.
November 414 X-ray descent flight level 110. Okay, set. So vertical speed required 1200. Let's make it 1300 because we are going to gain a little bit of speed in the descent. Alright, so descent power is basically set. That's checked. Okay then, so landing field elevation is 200 feet, then we can turn our cabin altitude down.
November 414 X-ray, contact Bremen radar, 128.760.
128.760 November 414 X-ray. Danke, tschüss. Bremen radar, guten Abend, November 414 X-ray information, Foxtrot descending flight level 110 inbound Zelle.
November 414 X-ray, Bremen 1 radar, contact switch, runway to prefer 27 right or left.
27 right, sorry, das hatten wir ganz vergessen, November 414 X-ray.
Alles gut, 414 X-ray, expect radar vectors, alles gut, 27 right.
Radar vectors, alles Zulu 27 right, November 414 X-ray. Okay, so, descent checklist please. Descent power and speed, set, mixture.
November 414 X-ray, descent 4,000 feet on Hannover QNH 1015.
November 414 X-ray, descent 4,000 feet, QNH 1015.
Turning 6 Alpha X-ray, descent
4,000, set QNH.
level at D0.
So, 1015, and on here we only have it in inches, but that's going to be 2998. Okay, QNH cross-checked, passing 12,700. Now, checked. Continue the checklist, please. Or let's actually just do the descent checklist one more time. Descent power and speed set, mixture, adjust, enrichen. I tell you what, let's put it all the way up. It's a little bit on the rich side right now, but should work just fine. Okay, so, descent rate adjust as required, and we're looking at 1,600 feet a minute over here. Okay, auxiliary fuel pumps on. On. So, cabin altitude control. Landing elevation is set. Air conditioning and cabin vents as required. Cowl flaps closed. Oxygen off below 10,000 cabin altitude. And we are below that anyway. And landing lights as required below 10,000. And altimeters QNH 1015. Cross-checked 11,200. Now, descent checklist complete.
Boeing 214 Bremen 1 radar contact, climb flight level 3.
Alright, this is going really excellent. I do have to say, I really like how this is going. Except for the couple of initial problems we had in the very beginning, now everything is working really silk smooth. Now they are also doing an awesome job here in Batson. Really good controllers. We got everything we asked for, no problems avoiding those couple of build-ups that we had along the route.
November 414 X-ray, maintain present heading.
Maintain present heading, November 414 X-ray. Heading.
The 1 kilo whiskey, contact Langen 124730, good night.
We're passing 10,000, landing lights are coming. No, that was the surface de-ice. Here they are. Landing lights on.
Flight level 160, climbing 17.
Alright, and since we're on that, let's go ahead and activate vectors to final approach. Here we go, and then we can set our runway heading, 271.
Turn right, heading 180. Heading right, 180.
Oh, nav checker! I love it! In case you're wondering, nav checker is a flight calibration service, which basically means as much as they make sure that all the nav aids on the ground are still working correctly by flying dozens of approaches all the time. Okay, we are entering some icing conditions again, so prop anti-ice on. .200 knots, yeah, it's okay. If it's getting turbulent, we're going to reduce the speed, otherwise I'm going to keep it at that. Normally our traffic control likes if you fly constant speeds for as much as possible, and right now I don't see any issue with it, so we're going to do it. And look at that, it's actually pretty smooth in here in the clouds. That is awesome.
One right, heading 240, clear, less running 27.
Alright, coming out of the clouds again.
GTNXi for X-ray contact Langen radar on 12855.
This is quite awesome, huh? Graphics in this sim are superb. And everything works on this flight. I'm really surprised. I mean, we had some...
414 X-ray descent 3000 feet, turn right heading 180.
November 414 X-ray descent 3000 feet, turn right heading 180. Okay, 3000 and heading 180. They're making it short over here, and if we have a look at the GTN, we're gonna reach 3000 ahead of Xaver. So we should be just about fine.
Flight level 212, direct Olsen,
Our altitudes are looking good then. Lovely cloud surfing as well here. So after a couple of initial problems, like with the frequency setup, I really don't know what that was related to. I mean, turn the things off and on again and everything works. Computer magic, isn't it? And yeah, now everything works. And everything flows like a charm. So, really good job from air traffic control at this stages.
Okay,
might get a little bit dark inside those clouds. I'm gonna turn the instrument lights up over here. I do seem to feel a tiny bit of turbulence here as well. It's completely fine. You can somewhat see it on the ADI there. See, the movements are so small that you can barely see them, but the flight director does sense them and commands corrections to it, to the autopilot. Alright, there's our glide slope. 1,000 to go. 1,000 feet a minute down.
414 X-ray right heading 250, clear to Zulu 27 right.
Good right heading 250, clear to Zulu 27 right, November 414 X-ray. Okay, so overall, this looks pretty good to me. So 108.7 is checked.
Flight level 60.
Can we listen to the identifier for a second? No, not really receiving those.
Contact 01, contact traffic tower
Okay, lock.
105.
Captured.
Unibit.
Contact Castle Tower 118.5, then discharge support.
414 X-ray, so for the late turn, did you capture localizer?
Hey firm, we're intercepting it right now, 414 X-ray X-ray.
Roger.
Yeah. Had I pressed the approach button a tad earlier, we would probably not even have overshot, so everything perfect over here. Okay, so Lublin 3000, the glide slope should start coming in any moment. Speed is slowly coming back. Okay, let's see real quick. Any flap speed limit? Yeah, 171 for the first stages, so once we're below that and intercepting the glide, I'm gonna go for the first stage of flaps. Okay, let's take off a bit power. I kinda hoped I could make it a bit more elegant without reducing power, but here we go. Okay, below 171, flaps approach. Okay, back up 25 on the power. Glide stop capture. Alright, initial go around altitude 3000 set. November 414 X-ray, X-ray established.
414 X-ray, vielen Dank. Contact Hannover Tower 120180, tschüss, not.
120180, 414 X-ray, X-ray, danke ebenfalls, tschüss. Hannover Tower, schönen guten Abend, November 414 X-ray, X-ray, Isla Zulu 27 right.
November 414 X-ray, X-ray, Hannover Tower, guten Abend. Wind 210 degrees 8 knots, runway 27 right, clear to land.
Runway 27 right, clear to land, November 414 X-ray, X-ray. Alright, so we are going to assume IMC conditions for the approach. That means I will Be stabilized at 1,000 feet and field elevation is 200, so we're looking at 1,200 on the altimeter in order to be established. So basically in 2 minutes from now. So slight power reduction already. What's the maximum gear operating speed? Okay, no problem at all, 170 knots. Okay, gear down. Then our next flap speed in here is going to be 140, and that's the limit for the rest of the flap settings. So flaps 2 and flaps full. Okay, landing check. Landing gear. Down 3 green, flaps 45, prop synchro phaser, off, prop levers, full forward. Let's maintain a bit higher speed here. 110 should be alright. Okay, mixture, full ridge, and yaw damper coming off when we disconnect the autopilot. Landing check complete. Ground speed 80 knots, so looking at 400 feet a minute rate of descent, and that's what the plane is giving us over here. This is awesome, everything works. $370 is our minimum. Can you see the ground already? Yeah, kinda. Okay, cabin altitude is down. Okay, passing 1,000 feet, we're stabilized. Just keeping the autopilot in for a little bit in order to wait until we can actually see that runway. Okay, so speed going down to 100 knots, which is going to be our final approach speed. Looks like a rather intensive shower right now. So we do have a bit of a crab angle to the left here, about 10 degrees, so we gotta look for the runway lights somewhere over there.
500.
Checked. See anything? Not yet, huh? I mean, we can see some of the trees already, so I'm pretty sure the lights are going to be there any moment from now. Autopilot struggling a little bit to maintain the glide slope. Okay, autopilot off. Yaw damper off. Alright, runway lights in sight. Just got to be sure that they remain in sight now. Okay, power off, decrap, and don't hold it off too long, touchdown. Okay, excellent, we made it. November 414 X-ray, X-ray, vacating the runway, and for your information, we saw the runway at about 300 feet above the ground.
November 414 X-ray, X-ray, thanks for the information. Taxi to destination parking 1 via Lima, Mike and Oscar, cross runway 27 center.
GT1 via Lima, Mike, Oscar, cross 27 center, November 414 X-ray, X-ray. So... Lima Mike Oscar, GAT1, I'm just quickly writing that down. So I'm going to trust the center runway at first, and then I will do all the cleanup work and the housekeeping. So Lima is correct over here, then let me get that ground chart, please. So Lima here, Mike and Oscar GA1. Yep, that routing is understood. Okay, clear left side and clear right side. I still don't know why they have a separate runway over here. I mean, there gotta be a reason for it, but okay. Alright, so the center runway is crossed, then let's do the after landing checklist. Taxi light on, landing light off, anti-collision lights on, anti-ice off. Air conditioning cabin vents checked, flaps up, transponder on, weather radar off, after landing checklist complete. Okay, Mike is next left, as we can see down here as well. And then Oscar should be the first on the right hand side, and that's gonna be the apron. So, beautiful little IFR flight, I have to say. If we overlook the initial troubles that we had, then everything after that went superbly smooth and fine, and it was a really enjoyable flight. For a Sunday evening in VATSIM, they all did an awesome job. I'm gonna tell the controller as well. Tower November 414 X-ray X-ray.
November 414 X-ray, go ahead.
414 X-ray, just wanted to say all of you guys did an awesome job. If you can forward that to all your colleagues as well. Thank you very much for the service. See you next time.
November 414 X-ray, thanks, and thanks for flying. I will forward your feedback to my colleagues.
Okay, so Oscar should be the next on the right hand side. Yep, there it is. GAT, Oscar. And here we go. So, a thoroughly enjoyable flight. I do have to say, I kinda expected the worst in the very beginning, but now it's really awesome. I mean, after the initial coordination, they did an excellent job, all of them. So, the feedback I just gave the controller over here is really sincere feedback. Okay then, so we are going to vacate that taxiway and we're just gonna park somewhere right here in the middle. Probably should have parked on that line, but I couldn't even see the line with those wet aprons here. But awesome graphics as well, by the way, aren't they? Okay, so park brake set, shutdown checklist. Park brake set, avionic bus switch off, auxiliary fuel pumps off. So throttle, idle, mixture, cut off, fuel selectors off. So magnetos off, lights off. Okay, battery and alternators off. And the control log is not needed for now. Shutdown checklist complete. So let's go all the way back to the cabin and we are going to let our passengers disembark. Even though I'm not quite sure if I would want to go into the rain right now, but I don't think they do have a choice over here. And here we go. So that's it, my friend. I do hope that you all have enjoyed this flight. If you did, do let me know in the comments below. And, well, what can I say? The GTN Pro upgrade, awesome. It's really nice to have those Navigraph charts and database on there. The Cessna 414 first impression, really nice airplane as well. This was a thoroughly enjoyable flight, everything worked as it should. Well, except for that first radio issue where I'm really not sure where it came from. I mean, turn it off and on again and everything works, so hey. We're just gonna keep it at that, are we? And overall, a really enjoyable flight. I do hope that I am going to find some time to fly the 414 again in the future, because it is a beautiful little airplane to fly, and I do have to say that FlySimWare did an awesome job with it. Now, finally, I would like to thank Navigraph for sponsoring my charts in this video. I would like to thank TDS for giving me the preview copy of the GTNXi. And finally, I would like to thank all of you guys for continuously supporting the channel. Without you, all of this would be in vain and for nothing. So I do very much thank you guys for being continuous guests on my channel over here. With that, I do appreciate your feedback though, because that is ultimately what is going to make the channel better. So do put it in the comments below and let me know what you think about this. If you liked the video, you can really help the channel by leaving a like on YouTube as well, and if you're up for more, don't forget to subscribe. Now finally, if you really love what I'm doing, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me Coffee link in the video description below. But until then, I would just like to say thank you very much for watching, everyone. I do hope that you thoroughly enjoyed this first flight with the 414 and with the GTNXi Pro upgrade. And with that, thank you very much, and see you all again on the next one.